Alright guys, yes, it's time to look at yet another Plant vs Zombies Downfall video. But this isn't a brand new one, neither is a popular one. Get the screen up and I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, this one. I disqualified it for my relatively recent tier list because it didn't pass the quota. It's only like 15 views off that point, now it's only 2 views off. I started my rules, but I did want to include it because this one is terrible, let's just say that. I mean, since this one hasn't done this well, I don't think it's going to mislead too many people. I thought I'd have a look at this one because this is, in my opinion, the worst Plant vs Zombies Downfall video that you haven't seen.
There was a time when Plants vs Zombies wasn't just a mobile game.
What the f*** is that AI, dude? Terrible first impression. What is that? That doesn't even look like the garlic. Was that garlic? Do any of these other videos have such a terrible first impression? It'd be like if the Beat started his doing a Hitler salute.
It was a phenomenon. A weird, colourful, perfectly balanced tower defense title that somehow managed to capture the attention of millions.
I don't know if this voiceover is AI or not. It might be. I can't tell.
Inevitable. But today, the name Plants vs Zombies doesn't carry the same spark. It doesn't even carry the same respect. What was once a beloved classic is now another relic of EA's mobile money machine.
EA PopCap good. There we go.
Instead of creativity. This is the story of how one of gaming's most charming franchises fell apart. Not in a single explosion, but through years of slow corporate decay.
And there
when
it is
Plants
again.
vs Zombies launched in 2009, PopCap Games had already built a reputation for casual brilliance. They made Bejeweled. They made Peggle. But Plants vs Zombies
recounting all of PopCap's past games. Because, yeah, that's a common trait of these videos.
Different. It had personality, the kind that didn't feel forced or market-tested. It was the type of game that could make a flower smiling feel cooler than shooting a gun. It was simple, satisfying,
no, we said gun,
and
demonetized.
strangely emotional.
It does qualify for monetization by the looks of things. I don't know how much is. I don't know how many views the other videos I've got.
Plant had a purpose. Every level had rhythm. And despite its cartoony design, it felt like something made by real people. People who cared about fun, not metrics. Players weren't bombarded with ads or offers. There were no battle passes, no reward timers, just gameplay. PopCap didn't need to sell you dopamine, the game was dopamine. For a brief moment, Plants vs Zombies represented something rare, creativity in its purest, most human form. But that's exactly what made it valuable. By 2011, PopCap was a small studio sitting on gold. EA was watching. The same EA that had already bought and buried multiple promising studios, Pandemic, Westwood, and Origin. The same EA that could smell profit like a shark smells blood. So when EA offered to buy PopCap for over $650 million, the deal was too good to refuse. And on paper, it sounded promising. EA had the money, the reach, the publishing power to turn Plants vs Zombies into a global powerhouse. But the second
it was already, wasn't it?
Plants vs Zombies stopped being a game
the first game is.
And started being a product. The first Plants vs Zombies had a soul. Plants vs Zombies 2 had
Wait, did you say soul then?
The first Plants vs Zombies had a soul. Plants vs
had a soul. If this is an AI voiceover, it's got a few flaws, I'll say that.
Looked like a worthy sequel. Bigger worlds, new plants, new mechanics, all the right buzzwords. But under the surface, it wasn't PopCap anymore. It was EA.
Yeah, EA bad, PopCap good. We've been through this. PopCap added microtransactions before EA even bought them. I've not got my red candles behind me, have I? I should have done that. Give me a minute.
The gameplay wasn't designed to challenge you. It was designed to slow you.
No,
every power-up, every world, every difficulty spike was engineered to make one idea more appealing. Spending money.
Oh, just get good at the fucking game. I know it's a common stereotype of these sort of videos to glaze PVZ 1 and hate everything else, but I feel like the more recent ones have been quite kind to Plant vs Zombies 2. This one though, no, and yeah, that's not a good thing.
The original game rewarded time and creativity. The sequel rewarded transactions. And players noticed.
How can players Plant vs Zombies 1 for rewarding time? If anything, that's one thing you should criticise it for, because it's slow as f***. But clearly people are too blind for PVZ 1 to even bother criticising it, so move on.
The charm that made the first game magical, the relaxed pacing, the silly humour, the feeling of discovery.
Okay, well I mean Plant vs Zombies 2 still has all of those things. I guess not the relaxed pacing, I guess fair enough if you really do prefer Plant vs Zombies 1's pacing. PVZ 2 does get quite rushed in later worlds. But the humour's still there and whatever the f*** you said there. Feeling of discovery, that's it.
had been replaced by timers, ads, and microtransactions.
Timers is quite vague. Microtransactions, it's a free game, dude. How else are they going to profit? Ads, fair enough, I'll give you that one. Since there's microtransactions there, the ads are quite unnecessary, and of course I made them worse lately.
EA had taken one of the most wholesome franchises in gaming and turned it
and
into
made
a
it bigger.
wearing a
So,
sunflower costume.
Nah.
Ironically, the gameplay was still good. That's what made it sad. Buried beneath layers of monetization was a genuinely clever sequel, but you had to dig through so much greed to find it.
This is his own footage, because he has got some weird strategy, so, but that's irrelevant.
Behind the scenes, the studio tried to branch out. If they couldn't protect Plants vs. Zombies as a tower defense series, maybe they could reinvent it. In 2014, they released Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. It was bizarre. A third-person
bizarre to show the engineer's arse crack.
It shouldn't have worked. But somehow, it did. Players loved it. It was chaotic.
Hang on, let's go back. I've just noticed there's Sonic Grenade spelled wrong. What's this footage from? Is this a trailer or, is there some shady stuff going on there? Okay, so I looked that up and it turns out it's from the zombie launch trailer for Garden Warfare 1, so yeah, it is a real thing, so I won't hold that against him. Can't say the same about pretty much anything else though. Also, why is it from a phone screenshot when the game doesn't have a mobile port?
It wasn't to dominate, but to laugh. For a brief moment, Plants vs. Zombies was reborn. Then EA realized people were playing it for fun instead of profit. By the time Garden Warfare 2 came out in 2016,
really bad bit.
The cracks were already showing. The charm was there, but the monetization was creeping in.
That is true.
Loot packs, cosmetics, grind mechanics, all perfectly tuned to drain your patience just enough to make you strong.
They were in Garden Warfare 1, you fucking dipshit. Right, red light, booth. Fuck, no. I think this worked, right? There we go. And it looks more orange on this light. Goddamn sunny days, eh? But yeah, I don't know what the hell he's flapping his gums on about here. Like, that just screams bad research. And I generally do agree with the point that Garden Warfare 2 is more pay to win than Garden Warfare 1, and arguably BFN as well, considering two of the characters are locked behind a paywall and you can get most of the legends with IRL money.
Still, fans stuck around. They wanted to believe there was hope. But that hope would be short-lived. Because while Garden Warfare was succeeding, EA was quietly planning the next step. A game that would completely lose sight of what Plants vs. Zombies even was. Plants vs. Zombies Heroes, released in 2016, was
and the pointless shot of
end.
Heroes, another hallmark
battler,
of PVZ
not
downfall
tower defense,
videos.
Not a shooter, a mobile card game. The idea was creative, maybe even interesting, but it wasn't Plants vs. Zombies. It felt like a desperate identity crisis, a franchise trying to fit into whatever genre was trending that month. The game wasn't bad, but it wasn't special. It wasn't PopCap. It was EA in costume.
There was still
By this
PopCap
point,
as well, dude.
PopCap's original team had largely moved on. The same people who once poured their hearts into hand-animating pea shooters were gone, replaced by executives measuring daily active users. The art was still colorful, the music still catchy, but something deeper was missing. The sincerity. And without sincerity, even a smiling sunflower feels cold. Then came Battle for Neighborville. After years of silence, EA tried to reignite the brand in 2019.
I wouldn't say years of silence. They're still updating Garden Warfare 2 up to that point. I guess if you mean in terms of no new games, then true, but I wouldn't say that's quite the same thing. Also, it's not that much of a gap. It's like only 3 years since Garden Warfare 2 and Heroes.
Players expected something massive, a full evolution of Garden Warfare. Instead, they got an empty shell. No content, no direction, and none of the charm.
I mean, as much as I've criticised BFN, implying that has less content than Garden Warfare 1 is, yeah, heavily debatable.
Just another game trying to survive off nostalgia. Even the fans who defended Garden Warfare 2 couldn't find much to love.
What do you mean, even the fans who defended Garden Warfare 2? It seemed like he's trying to spin this narrative that Garden Warfare 1 was widely loved and Garden Warfare 2 was seen as inferior, when Garden Warfare 2 is usually considered the best shooter game. I'd say usually, nearly always. I mean, I'd say about 75% of people would say Garden Warfare 2 is the best. So I don't know where the even's coming from, mate.
The humor felt tired, play uninspired, and the grind unbearable. It was the gaming equivalent of hearing your favorite band reunite for a tour, only to realize they're not playing your songs, just their new ones nobody asked for. And once again...
Okay, if I'm going to give the video one thing, that was quite a funny analogy.
EA buried the failure in silence. By 2020,
I mean, no, not really. They clearly put a message up saying that they're going to start updating the game. Also, this is probably this is the point where EA is probably to blame for most of this, to be honest. Especially the shooters, considering how early they shut BFN down because it wasn't doing well.
The brand was a shadow. But there was still one
And
last
this
attempt.
AI again.
Plants vs. Zombies 3. It was supposed to be a triumphant return, a modernized version of the original formula. Fans were cautiously optimistic. Maybe, just maybe, they'd learned their lesson. But as soon as players saw the gameplay, they knew something was wrong. The art style looked plastic. The perspective was changed. The soul was gone. Sunflowers no longer felt like friends. They felt like assets. The backlash was instant.
This tells me that he has barely done any research on PVZ3 at all because he's mostly just focusing on appearance and art style, which feels like such a lazy criticism, to be honest. It's not an invalid one, but Plant vs. Zombie 3, like Welcome to Zomburbia, Evolved, the old portrait version, there are way worse things than the art styles. Well, okay, I suppose with the portrait one, the 3D art style didn't really work. But yeah, it's like a lazy criticism of someone who doesn't actually want to do research on the game.
And for once, EA backed down. The game was quietly pulled for rework. A year later, it returned, slightly improved, slightly less hated, but still missing that magic. EA had managed to remake Plants vs. Zombies without understanding why anyone loved it in the first place. Over a decade after the original release, Plants vs. Zombies had gone through every stage of corporate evolution, from indie masterpiece to mobile cash grab, from clever reinvention to brand confusion, from creative freedom to controlled monetization, and at every step, something was lost. What made Plants vs. Zombies beautiful was that it was never trying to be anything else. It wasn't trying to keep you addicted, it just wanted to entertain you. But in EA's hands, the goal shifted. It was no longer about joy or creativity. It was about metrics, retention, engagement, and microtransactions. To EA, Plants vs. Zombies wasn't a game, it was a funnel. And when you treat art like a funnel, you kill the art. In the end, the decline of Plants vs. Zombies wasn't about one game failing, it was about a philosophy failing. When art becomes data, when fun becomes user retention, when design becomes monetization, something dies. PopCap built something beautiful. EA optimized it to death.
Oh, my poor PopCap. EA are just ruining everything they do. PopCap did nothing whatsoever to influence the downfall of the franchise. Just ask PopCap out already.
And maybe that's the saddest part. Because Plants vs. Zombies didn't fall because people stopped loving it. It fell because the people in charge stopped understanding why they loved it. What began as a celebration of creativity ended as a case study in greed. A reminder that
I feel like he used variations of that. What started with this, end with this about 6 times now. Get better scripts, mate.
The happiest games can have the darkest endings.
Okay, very sudden ending. It's only 7:56. You didn't stretch it out for monetization. I mean, fair play for that, I guess. So, conclusion. Yeah, this video absolutely sucks. I'm glad it didn't take off. Would I put this in the harshest tier of my tier list? I think I probably would, to be honest. Poor research, complete misinformation about Garden Warfare 1 and 2's perception and loot boxes and stuff. Another 3 I did put in top tier. This one didn't do that well and it's not by a big channel. But yeah, that's all. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Check out another video in this end screen. I'm going into Rockspot. See ya.